Okay, so hello and welcome. I decided to record the demo and the first chapter of the book I am currently writing. I would love to know if this resonates with you and is helpful. You can write in the comments or via the link that will be posted on YouTube. So let's get started. This book is about eating habits and our experience with food, everything that happens to us when we eat, when we try not to eat, when we deal with urges, when we feel that something in this area is not working for us the way we would like. It does not matter if we are overweight or not. There are people who are not overweight, but their experience with food is not pleasant. There is an internal struggle, a feeling of lack of control, and there are people who are overweight who have a pleasant experience with eating itself or in this area called food, but in reality they are not living in optimal health, which affects their quality of life in the short and long term. And there are those who invest a lot in their health, do sports and train, but because of what happens to them regarding eating, they don't enjoy this investment as much as they would like. We are all here, each from their own place. When we look at this area, we are used to thinking that the solution is willpower, to decide to restrain ourselves, to stand up to the urge and say no. And we know how that ends. We know that willpower does not work over time. We know that food is not like smoking. You cannot just stop. We must eat every day. We are always surrounded by food and we will always encounter these urges again and again. So what do? We might discover that our urges operate on autopilot. They repeat themselves sometimes by the hour, sometimes by situation. And if something repeats, you can examine the pattern. You can ask, what is this automatic response? What are the conditions that trigger it? And there is something else that is interesting. When this autopilot is running, it also ignores certain things. For example, snacking at night. The autopilot starts running when night falls. It's time, but it ignores the question of whether it's right for my body right now, for my nutrition right now. It's simply not part of its pattern. As someone who studied his own autopilots over a period of time and worked on it, I managed to shed 32 kilograms and have kept that weight off for several years now. I could say I performed a sort of update to my autopilots. This work is what made the changes stick because the automatons themselves changed. Maybe later I will share more about my journey, but for now, let's return to what is relevant for you. So what I discovered, and it might sound strange at first, is that each of our automatic pilots regarding eating is never against us. So what is their role here? If I had to say in general to anyone who wants change and a new direction in their experience or eating habits, your first part will be to identify where you have behaviors that resemble an autopilot. For this purpose, we will list about 10 main recurring behaviors here, and you may feel that some or all of them are relevant and present in your own life. It is important to know that this identification is only the beginning. This is a journey of identification, initial identification, and then more and more identification. Each time we will discover more things, identify more things, and at the end of this journey, a new possibility will be born alongside the autopilot, a possibility that is not accessible or available today before we learned about the automatic. This is a journey of curiosity. It is not a journey of willpower. It is a journey that uses the wisdom within you in a place that may have been less accessible until today. So you are invited to join me on this journey with lots of love. Chapter 1, The Urge for More. We all know that moment. We finished eating. We might have even eaten a lot. But then out of nowhere the thought arises, I want something else, I must have a little more of that. We open the cupboard again, go to the fridge, look for something sweet and then something salty. On the surface, it seems like we just feel like eating delicious food. But pretty quickly, frustration sets in. We tell ourselves, oh, why can't I stop? What a bummer. I know I don't really need this right now, but I just can't stop this urge. When this happens, we immediately blame ourselves. We are sure we lack willpower, but in that moment, the real experience is that we truly are unable to stop. That urge is just there and it's strong, and we feel like we must have that extra bit right now. So we take some more, and it's really tasty and fun for a few moments. And then the fun ends very quickly, and in its place comes heaviness, fatigue in the stomach, and a bummer of a feeling that I did it again. And what is even more exhausting is knowing that tomorrow the same situation will arrive. Again, we will feel that we cannot stop, and again we will end up with the same disappointment. It is simply a tiring cycle. We spend so much energy just to end up feeling heavy and frustrated. And in all of this, the thoughts don't stop. We tell ourselves, tomorrow I'll stop, tomorrow I'll be stronger. But when that urge arrives, all those promises disappear. In that moment, the only voice you hear in your head is, I need this now. And even if there is some faint voice trying to say, stop, don't eat this, you will regret it. It doesn't really stand a chance. The urge is simply stronger and it sweeps us away. It feels like something else is taking the wheel. The hand just keeps going, and if we are honest with ourselves, holding back in that moment and not eating is just suffering. It is as if we are choking ourselves, as if we are trapping ourselves. An internal struggle so exhausting that you cannot really win. So we give in because we just cannot stop the urge. But there is also another desire within us. It is not as strong as the urge to eat, so it usually does not get a chance, but it is there. The desire to be free from this urge, for it to stop controlling us like this. But we do not know how. We want to be free from it, but we do not see a way. It seems like there is nothing to do, like we are stuck. That desire to be free, it stays with us too, because in the short term, there is the fun, the taste, that moment. But then comes the disappointment. Frustration, anger at ourselves, self-criticism, heaviness, as we said, sometimes also isolation and sadness. We aren't advancing the long term that matters to us. We are only dealing with the need for food or the urge to eat, and it doesn't look like it will stop soon. So what can be done about this? And maybe it is possible to work with this urge, even though it rises so quickly and with such intensity. There are areas in life where we are so successful, things we know how to solve, manage and handle. But right here, we just don't see a solution. What is it about those areas where we succeed that is missing here? What do we bring there that we do not bring here? And maybe this urge isn't against us at all. Maybe it is trying to do something for us. We are used to thinking of it as an enemy, as something we need to fight, but maybe it is also asking for something. Maybe it is also trying to solve something for us. And if that's the case, maybe we don't need to fight it. Maybe we can look at it differently, not as an enemy, but as something we can listen to. And what is interesting is that to do this, we don't have to give up eating. We can eat as much as we want, just like today, but also discover what else our urge is asking for. Maybe this way we can be more precise with ourselves. Actually, it would be interesting to see what happens if we return to this moment or reach this moment and listen to what we are truly asking for. What does the urge want besides food? Maybe if we bring something else to this moment, not instead of eating, but in addition to it, We will discover what else is there for us. Maybe we will discover that the urge to eat is trying to answer other things we want that we are missing. So next time the urge arrives, and we know it will, we can of course eat, give into the urge, but also bring curiosity to that moment, bring a breath with us. Let's allow ourselves to be and discover what else is there for us and see what happens. Maybe we can even slow down a bit, slow down the pace of eating a little. And not because we are trying to save a few calories of Oreos or nachos. Slow down because we trust that the urge present is not just an urge to eat, it is also an urge to eat and it is also an urge that helps me cope with. It is likely also solving something we desire for ourselves, and right now we are solving that same thing through food. We trust that just like in many areas of our lives, if we bring our own unique perspective, each one of you, we will discover new things, and from there we can move forward. So I wish you all, and all of us, delicious binges, and along with that, kindness and curiosity toward yourselves. Let us embark on an intriguing and loving journey toward ourselves. Gadi.